And also in Ballston, the board approved a contract to give a park a makeover, as so to speak. So what is in store for Mosaic Park here in the future?
Mosaic Park. This is something that has been in the public consciousness for quite a long time, long before Matt or I were on the board or even thought about it. But we are moving forward now with the resources available, most of which don't even come from public funds, but come from a transfer of development rights, to do a really interesting park that's got traditional playground features, but lots of casual use features that will, as we discussed on Tuesday night, which will include possibilities for habitats for pollinators that are native, right?
Okay.
Native plants that will attract those pollinators, which are unfortunately being threatened for a variety of reasons. We can create a little bit of a habitat for that here in the middle of Ballston.
Okay. Now you did mention the transfer of development rights. For those who aren't familiar with the term, can we go back, just kind of explain a little bit about what that means as opposed to traditional public funding?
Yeah, so we talk about density a lot in Arlington, and sometimes if someone doesn't build up to their fullest allowable density, they still have value in their property. And if they commit not to wanting to use that in perpetuity, we can transfer that density to other appropriate sites where people may not necessarily have earned the amount of density they might need to make something work, but it's still appropriate with the general plans for that level of density to be in place. So that's a tool that allows for actually real investments to be made. And this was a case where the sale of density rights enabled us to have this park that's going to be available for the wider Ballston community, a place where you can't have enough green space. So this is a welcome addition.
Yeah, and I think so. That's a couple of things that strike me as I came kind of late to the Mosaic Park story is, this is a lot of private sector funding that is essentially being able to help us here, and then there's also the component that there was some tweaking to bring this a little down in terms of the cost. And then it's a project in a part of the county where we definitely need more parks and open space. So as I managed to find a half hour a couple of weeks ago to drive and see the property, it just seems like an ideal space for this sort of amenity for the community.
All right. Well, we will end it on that note, and that brings us to the end of another County Board wrap-up. Thank you to Christian and Matt for joining us and walking us through some of the many items that came before the board at this month's meeting. Next month, the board will be considering the Amazon incentives package and a host of other issues. Remember, all of the County Board meetings are open to the public and live streamed and archived on our website. That's arlingtonva.us, and just search County Board. And if you want to tell us what you think about these and other issues, visit the county website at topics.arlingtonva.us/engage. Thanks for joining us today for County Board Wrap Up. I'm Kara O'Donnell. We'll see you next month.